Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Denise, also known as Deesiredavenue, and today I will be doing this summer night out look, so keep on watching to see how I achieve this look. Don't forget to like and subscribe at the end of this video. Thanks for watching. So to start, I'm going to prime my face using the Post Shave Balm by NIVEA for men. And I'm not really going to concentrate this anywhere. I'm just going to pretty much rub it into my whole face to make sure that all my makeup stays on for the remainder of the night, because it is really humid outside and we don't want anything sliding off. Next, I'm going to fill in my pores using Baby Skin's Pore Eraser, and I'm going to concentrate that in my T-zone. So that's going to be my forehead, my chin, and on either side of my nose. Alright, so last but not least, I'm going to be using PIXI's Makeup Fixing Mist just to set all those primers in place and get ready to layer on that foundation. And here I'm just kind of trying to air dry it out a little bit. As usual, using my LA Girl Pro Concealer in the color Orange, I will be color correcting underneath my eyes for my dark circles and around my face for my dark spots. So using my finger, I'm going to go ahead and blend that color corrector out. Typically, I don't like to use a sponge or a brush just because I don't want to move around the product too much, and I want a full coverage of this. With brushes and sponges, sometimes they pick up too much of it and you're left with none. So I use my fingers. Today, I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Infallible in Classic Tan, and that is in number 09. I'm going to go a little heavy on this because I do want a full coverage for the entire night. Using my Real Technique sponge, I'm just going to blend all of that out. I'd like to bring the foundation down to my neck just because I want everything to be consistent and cohesive, and I definitely just don't want to look two different complexions. You don't want to look like you have a mask on. Quickly, I'm just going to groom out my brows using a spoolie, and this is by e.l.f. It cost me $1. Using my LA Girl Pro Concealer in the color Medium Beige, I am going to go ahead and conceal underneath my brows just to prep them, to fill them in. I like to do the concealer before just because it helps me shape them so I know what the outcome is going to look like, and it just makes everything that much easier for me. Some people like to do the complete opposite, just do fill in their brows first and correct with concealer. I like to shape them with concealer. That's the main purpose of why I do it beforehand, but you can do as you please, most definitely whatever works for you. So using NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the color Espresso, I am going to start to fill in my brows. I typically start from the front, very light, and then as I get towards the back of my brow, or the ends of my brow, I start to go in a little bit more heavier just because today I definitely want that defined, sharp, fleeky eyebrow. So after I'm done filling in my brows, I'm going to go back in with my Real Technique sponge and just blend that concealer out. Here I'm just using a primer by Too Faced to prime my lids. I'm not sure what the name is, but I will definitely leave that in the description box below. Alright guys, so today I'm going to be using my new matte Morphe palette 350, and using a small blending brush, I am going to pack on this rusty orange color you see right into my crease. I'm just going to basically shape out my crease line in the form of a cat eye, and later on you'll see why I do this, but I want to concentrate the color in my crease, and then later on I will definitely blend that out, but I definitely do not want it to go above my crease. Alright, so after I've done that, I'm going to go in with another blending brush and blend that out. Again, I am only going to concentrate this in my crease area, and I'm going to continue to blend this out until I have no more harsh lines. So I'm going to go back into my Morphe palette, and using this soft chocolate brown color, I'm going to do the same exact technique that I did before with the orange and shape my eye out in the form of a cat eye, but concentrate the color in my crease once again. Alright, so going in again with the blending brush, I am going to blend that color out into the orangey rusty color we used before. And again, I'm just going to keep blending this out until I see no harsh lines, and I'm making sure to focus that again in my crease area because I want them very defined. Using this NYX eye pencil in the color Milk, I am just gonna fill in my lid area because I will be packing on some glitter and I want it to be very bright. So with a small concealer brush, I am just going to blend this out all over my lid, and the reason why I'm doing this is because it's going to act as a base to brighten up the color that I'm going to be packing onto my lid. So going into my Morphe 350S palette, I'm going to use this color right here and pack that onto my lid. I truly wish these palettes had names because it's like the most difficult thing to try and tell you guys what color this is. But I will list it down below in the description so you are not lost. After I've packed that on, I'm going to go back into my 350 matte palette and use that soft chocolate brown and smoke out my inner corners, as well as just define a little bit more on the outer corners as well. And I zoomed in so that you guys can see this a little better. And this is me just smoking out the inner corners again and the outer corners, and I will be blending this out. So just a warning, I did use liquid eyeliner. It's by NYX Super Skinny Marker, and I did it off camera because this is way too hard to do on. So going back into my 350, I am going to smoke out my lower lash using the same soft chocolate brown and the rusty orange that I first used at the beginning of this video to smoke out my lower lash. And I'm just going to pack that on pretty heavily because I'm not going to be putting on too much mascara on my lower lashes. At the moment, this is my favorite concealer. It's Gotcha Covered by NYX in the color Golden Honey. I'm going to use this to highlight underneath my eyes, my forehead, the middle of my nose, and my chin just a little bit. So as usual, I'm going to be blending out my concealer with my Real Technique sponge. You can find this sponge at Target, at Ulta, and at Walgreens, and they do sell it in a 1-pack or a 2-pack, and it's very inexpensive. I believe it's the most $10. Now I'm going to set all of that using SASHA Buttercup underneath my eyes. I'm going to pack that again a little heavy just because it's very humid, it's very hot outside, and I don't want to crease. So I'm going to use that underneath my eyes, the middle of my forehead, and my chin. So to contour, I'm going to use my new NYX Cream Contour Palette and a small foundation brush again, and I'm just going to use that lighter brown shade to carve out my cheeks so that they're a little bit more defined. I found that this color was a little too light, so I went back in with the darker shade of the palette and packed that on just a little bit more just to define my cheekbones a little more. So again, with my Real Technique sponge, I am going to be blending out my contour in an upwards motion simply because you don't want your contour to move and you want to keep it placed exactly where it should be and not drop below your cheekbones. So using the new Morphe blush palette, I'm going to dip my brush into this brown color and use that to basically set my contour. I won't be wearing blush today, so I definitely want to make sure that my contour is very defined and that it's set. So at this point, I think I was pretty much feeling myself, and I know that 99% of the girls that are going to watch this video know this exact part of this song. Like, we sound hurt every time we sing this part. So back to regular programming, I'm going to use this HOOLA bronzer to contour out my cheeks even more, just because I thought I needed more. So yeah, I'm just going to set this again, set around my forehead and my jawline just a little bit for that contour. And now using, again, my SASHA Cosmetics setting powder, I'm just going to carve out the contour area just to set that in place and make sure that it's very defined. And I decided to blend out my nose just a little bit. So for mascara, I'm going to be using Better Than Sex by Too Faced. It's my favorite mascara. It is BALM.com. And I'm basically just going to pack that on and make sure that I am applying as much mascara to the base of my lashes because I want volume. And then to the ends of my lashes because I definitely want some length. Alright, so I'm just using a face brush to swipe away the setting powder. So this is my all-time favorite lip liner. It's Ever by NYX. I'm going to be using that to line my lips right before I apply my lipstick. I'm not going to overline. I was going to, but last minute decided I just want to rock my natural lips. And they're not that voluptuous, but it's all good. Alright, and using my all-time favorite lipstick, it's Bare It All by Wet n Wild. I know you guys couldn't see that, but it's Bare It All by Wet n Wild. I'm just going to apply that to the center of my lips and blend that out. Now it's time to take out this hair and do these slow-mos for you guys. Alright guys, so this is the final look. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and leave comments in the comment box below. I will leave all descriptions below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Mwah.